Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to all our attendees from different cities across the globe, from Thailand, the Philippines, the United States of America, Australia, Japan, Vietnam, Indonesia, and other countries in Southeast Asia. I would like to say good morning and welcome to the 5th ELT Congress organized by Jen Teffel. I would like to thank the organizing committee, of course, that is Jen Teffel, or the Global Educators Network, Teachers of English as a Foreign Language, for inviting me to do the keynote speech. I am very much excited, and I know that we are all excited because we can learn something out from this virtual gathering. This virtual gathering is very timely and relevant with our theme from face-to-face to face-to-screen learning, best practices during COVID-19. I know that we have so much to learn because we are actually in the situation. So I would like to thank Andy for reaching out and also Frederick for that quick interview and introduction a while ago. Though we have tight and our schedule is not so good in preparing something for this Congress, but we are able to manage to offer something that is essential for all of us. So if you're ready, I would like to share to you my screen, and please let me know if you can see it from your end. And if you have some questions along the way, you can actually prepare your questions, jot it down, and let me know. You can ask them as soon as we are done with our discussion. So if you're ready, let me begin. The road sign for teachers is very clear and distinct. It is telling us that the future or tomorrow is uncertain. And it seems that we are painted and pushed against the great wall of impossibilities. It seems that the different colors of challenges are beset before us, and we can only see the coming or what's coming as vague, and the road ahead of us is not straight but long and winding. As educators, we are actually faced with two battlefields. The first one is the battlefield in taking care of ourselves, and the second one is the battlefield in taking care of others, our pupils, our students, our learners. I say battlefield because it's not going to be easy. There will be fistfights, there will be wrestles, and real struggles. This is the very reason why we need to have courage to face all this in these trying times. Today, I will navigate you to the world of grit amidst the pandemic, teachers' best practices during COVID-19. Now more than ever, we need to showcase and have courage and show the strength of our character. In these trying times, teachers are becoming frontliners, and we are faced with real struggles. If we are not strong enough, it would be easy for us to quit and just put everything on the side and begin to start from scratch. It is not easy because we are humans and we are not robots. Therefore, we tend to get tired, we experience exhaustion, and our physical bodies, our inner mind, and even our soul become fragile or frail and weak. We become fragile and we can break at any time. It seems that the world is turning upside down. During this pandemic, everybody is going against time to actually make a stop to COVID-19 and bring the world into its original form or its natural form. And all these things are happening in front of our very own naked eyes. It is easy to be negative, actually. These days, if you just look around, you can feel negative. If you listen to some news, you can be negative. In a snap of a finger, what is good can actually turn into bad. And in the blink of an eye, anything can change. Right now, the world is actually crying, and that is literally crying. 2020 is giving us too much already, and sometimes we can no longer bear the pain. And if only we can turn back the time, then we surely will. Things are affecting us, and one of these is the coronavirus. The coronavirus, though it is microscopic in nature, is affecting us and is making a great negative impact in our personal lives, in the world's economy, in tourism, and in business. And of course, the impact is not micro, but macro. It is huge, it is big, and it leads to many things. That thing is, number one, quarantine. When the pandemic was declared last March, it gave us a hell of a scare. Our mobility was limited, and we can only do so much of a thing. Another is the lockdown. The lockdown is another thing that is affecting us not only physically, but almost in all aspects, emotionally, financially, and so on. We were in the longest isolation for about 9 months. Can you imagine that? And it seems that our home has become our own prison cell. The world becomes deserted, and when you go out, you can actually see few people, and you can even count them by your fingers. Then what's adding up to the injury of pain are typhoons. We all know what happened to the Philippines last month. We were actually underwater, and we call the Philippines no longer the pearl of the Orient Seas, but the country of living waters, because these waters are eating us alive. In fact, while I am doing this recording, Cebu, where I am at right the moment, is actually under signal number 1. Typhoon Vicky is actually in the house. And another thing is earthquake. Earthquakes are becoming prevalent nowadays, and it is happening almost frequently in different places, and they are becoming stronger each year, or every time they will occur, it is becoming stronger. And the list can just go on and on and on. And this is the very reason why the world is crying. So, the sign, the road sign for all teachers, for all of us, is very clear. The path is not straight, and it is long and winding. And we need to strategically play the game for us to triumph at the end. The unfolding of things and events since March up to today has led me to come up with this 3D or three-dimensional approach of grit. And these are dynamic reawakening of passion, dedicated perseverance, and determined strength of character. I will be discussing them one by one, and as I go along, you can actually take down notes and prepare your questions so that at the end of my discussion, if you want to ask, you may do so freely. So let's start with the first one, dynamic reawakening of passion. According to Dave Kirpin, the CEO and the founder of Apprentice, passion is the energy that keeps us going, that keeps us filled with meaning, with happiness and excitement and expectation. Passion is a very powerful force in accomplishing anything you act you need to. You set your mind to create, you set your mind to fulfill, and you set your mind to achieve. In experiencing work and in life to the fullest extent possible. Ultimately, passion is the driving force behind success and happiness that allows us all to live better lives. Let me share with you some quotes, and these quotes are gathered by, of course, Dave Kirpin, and these quotes are from famous people. So let's start with the first one. The first one is by Anthony J.D. Angelo, and he said, develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow. It means to say that you need to keep on learning. Don't stop learning so that you will keep on growing. You will evolve if you keep on discovering things. You will evolve if you keep on learning things. Another one is from Oprah Winfrey. Of course, we all know who Oprah Winfrey is. And she said, passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. The question is, what excites you? If some things are keeping you excited or making you excited, you need to pursue it because that is energy and that is your passion. And you will feel the power that comes from focusing on those things. Plus, you will become successful. Another quote is from John Bon Jovi. He said, nothing is as important as passion. No matter what you want to do with your life, be passionate. So, in other words, anything that you want to do, you need to put your energy into it. You need to put everything into it so that you can see the best results. Another quote is from Barbara Corcoran. She said, you can't fake passion. So you cannot just pursue something that you don't like. You cannot just pursue something that you are not passionate about. Because if you do pursue something that you are not passionate about, the tendency is you will fail. Then, how can we reawaken our passion? Of course, I can suggest 5 things. The first is call a timeout. When we say call a timeout, it means take a time off. Whether it is 30 minutes, 1 hour, a day, 2 days, 1 week, or even 1 month. Just relax, just take a break away from all stressors and try to rejuvenate yourself. Another one is finding a program. You need to maximize and optimize your time out. You need to find something that you can learn. Maybe you can join some programs, or maybe you can join some webinars, seminars, trainings that will make you become better, that will mold you to become somebody that will help you improve yourself. Another one is create reflective structures. When we say create reflective structures, it means finding time and space for self-examination. You need to let yourself examine yourself so that you will know where to go, when to stop, and what to do. Another thing is work with a coach. The person next beside you or next to you could be a great coach, could be a great teacher. Do not just rely on your own perspective, because most of the time we are biased to ourselves. But if we will seek ideas of others, advices from others, then we could have a very objective assessment of ourselves. And the last one is find a new meaning in familiar territory. It means that you need to make some adjustments and make sure that your work will be a direct reflection of your values and beliefs. Therefore, if you want to reawaken your passion, you need to do this. You know, these are just my suggestions, and if you can add more, you may do so. The next one is dedicated perseverance. So when we say dedicated perseverance, of course, we are trying to expand and extend our patience on something or on the things that we are trying to finish. But before we will continue with the 5 elements I am including in my discussion, let me share with you some quotes about perseverance. Number 1 is from Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it is done. If we are doing something, and if we think that we cannot finish that something, then do not stop. Because you can say that everything is possible once it is done. But if you stop and will not continue, then everything seems impossible. Another quote is from Winston Churchill. He said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Meaning, if you feel that you are in the pedestal right now, if you feel that you are successful, then let me remind you, it is not yet final. And if you're failing, let me tell you, it is not deadly. You can always stand up, start walking, move forward, and continue pressing on. Because it is the courage to continue that counts. So if you continue, if you have the will to finish it, that really matters a lot. Another quote is from Helen Keller. She said, "A bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn." So if you're traversing very critical highways of life with full of challenges, remember that if you are at a bend, you can always make a turn. Another quote is from Norman Vincent Peale. He said, "It's always too soon to quit." So if you have started accomplishing something, and if you're planning to quit, let me tell you, it's too early. Continue to do that, continue to pursue it, and soon enough, you will reach success. So how can we have a dedicated perseverance? Number 1, let us allow our experience to be our greatest teacher. You know, If you are afraid of doing something for the first time, do it. Just do it. Just do it. Why? Because the experience that you will gain out from doing it will teach you lessons. If you succeed, it will give you lessons. If you fail, it will also give you lessons. Number two, push your limits. Meaning to say, if you are doing something and if it's not successful, then continue on exploring other avenues where you can find keys to success. Do not just limit yourselves with the things that you can do. Try doing things that you think you cannot do, and you will discover that you can do it. Number three, align with other like-minded people. Meaning to say, you try to blend, you try to mingle with those people with the same interest as you. Number four, take good care of your mind, body, and soul. This is very important in these trying times. We need to take care of our mind. We need to keep our sanity. We need to keep our bodies healthy. Why? Because we are in a pandemic. We need to do everything we could so that we can keep our health. And also we need to keep our souls rich. Number five, continue striving for success. Meaning to say, do not look for anything else. Do not expect failure, just expect success. Continue achieving what you are planning and dreaming to achieve, because at the end of the road, you can always find victory. The third one is determined strength of character. So strength of character can be everything, anything from doing what is agreeable. Strength of character can be something that you will feel inside, that you are strong, that you are firm. You know, every person has a different character. The strength of character are the unique personality of an individual. That is the inner behavioral power of a human personality. So let me share with you some codes about strength of character. The first one is from Catherine Reuter. She said, it takes true strength of character to redefine your limits by pushing past them. And according to Saul Bellow, a man should be able to hear and to bear the worst that could be said of him. Why? Because if you're able to do so, it will make you stronger as a person. The third quote is from Susan Gale. She said, sometimes you don't realize your own strength until you come face to face with your greatest weakness. That is according to Susan Gale. And the fourth quote is from an unknown author. The author said, true strength is keeping everything together when everyone expects you to fall apart. So how can we have determined strength of character? Well, I can suggest 7 tips. Number one, we need to have a pillar of character. We need to be strong. It has to be something sturdy, that it cannot be moved. It can be shaken, but it cannot be moved. Number two, we need to insist on respect, because, you know, respect always begets respect. And we need to involve ourselves in volunteerism. You can always try to volunteer by packing relief goods and distribute these goods to victims of calamities. Number four, we need to have a character in action. We need to be a person who takes action, who does things, and so on and so forth. Number 5, build a caring community. How can we start this? Of course, we can start building a caring community by carrying our own little community until it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Number 6, your role sets the tone. Whatever role you are having in the society, that should set the tone, and that should tell everyone else around you that that is your role and they have to respect that. And number 7, encourage good role models. Like, we need to be good role models, others need to be good role models as well. So these are the things that will help us possess or achieve determined strength of character. So right now, let me share with you our experiences in Talisay City College. Here in Cebu, the reality is we cannot just have face-to-face to face-to-screen, because most of our students are living in the mountain areas, especially here in our city, because we have mountain areas, and most of our students who are living in the mountain areas don't have connectivity. So we can actually push the face to screen, but we can always do something. We can always create something so that we can still continue with the teaching learning process. So let me share with you, before I will share with you the things that we have been doing, let me share with you first a quote from President Franklin Roosevelt during the 1933 inaugural address to a nation paralyzed in the economic fear of Great Depression. According to him, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. It means to say that we don't have to fear. The fears that we have are the things that we fear. And if we fear what we are fearing, then nothing will happen. Erase the fear, continue what you're doing. I know that we are in the trying times. I know that it's difficult at times. We have limited mobility, but hey, continue what you have started. You know, a life lived in fear is a life half lived. With the things happening around us, of course, we can question, do we need to worry? And is it good to worry? Would it help? According to humorist Irma Bombet, she said that worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but never gets you anywhere. So right now, let me share with you the things that we have been doing in Talisay City College, where I work as a research director and associate dean for general education. So these photos and videos will somehow summarize our best practices. Not only our best practices, but our best experiences and activities. So here they are. In Talisay City College, we actually enrich ourselves by attending seminars, webinars organized by the Commission of Higher Education, by the Department of Education, and also by different organizations like GenTEFL. And we do this, of course, in our conference hall, but we do this with a limited number. So we actually distribute our teachers to different areas where they can have their time to view webinars and seminars and trainings. Then we also, try to unwind and try to relax. Just last month, we actually went to the beach and enjoy the beach because we are now in a modified community quarantine where restrictions are less. Then we also go to barangay. We call this barangay drop-off because we cannot do the the face-to-screen all the time. there are some students having no connectivity. So what we can do is to go to the barangay, deliver the modules to them, and let them answer the modules for a certain period, like 3 weeks. So this process is actually ongoing. This is actually ongoing. So every after 3 weeks, we go back to the barangay, we distribute the next module, and retrieve the previous modules. So aside from this, we also do exercises. You know, we try to maintain and keep our sanity, keep our physical bodies healthy by doing the Zumba, if you're aware of what Zumba is. So this is an example of our Zumba. We actually do this every um, every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, we do this in the school ground. So these are our teachers actually dancing in a very upbeat tune. And we also have our instructors in front teaching us how to do the Zumba. And this is very healthy, and we can actually relax and unwind because of this. And we feel that every after Zumba, we are rejuvenated. We are renewed. We are actually regaining our strength. And aside from that, we also go to barangays. And again, I will share with you a very nice video, which is about our barangay drop off. And this is actually um, in YouTube, but right now I will share this with you so that you can watch. Okay. All right, so aside from face to face to face to screen, you can also do the face to face to the community, just like what we did or what we are doing here in Talisay City College. So that is all about my presentation. I know that it's going to be a very tough journey as we enter the new year, but everything is going to be all right. If it's not okay, then it's not the end because everything will not be okay. Everything will be okay in the end. But if it's not okay, then it's not the end. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.